Welcome at another Grade 10 Information Technology lesson. Still going to continue with decisions here in Term 2, and what we're going to look at today is a new checkbox. The checkbox will allow the end user with, once again, a graphical interface to determine some input, and this particular object will show us a Boolean true or false, and it's controlled by the check property. If it's ticked like this, then the syntax will be something like this. If CBX, which is the prefix, member, this is what it was called, dot checked. If it has a tick in it, then it'll be true. Otherwise, it will be false. We're going to combine this exercise with some more conditions, and this is where we're going to test. In the previous lessons, the previous exercises, we've only checked for one condition. From this point onwards, we will be able to look for more than one condition, and we have to look at the and, or the not. It works like this, where we're going to have more than one condition. We have to see whether this condition and that condition, more if it was the case, if they are true or false. If we're going to use it this way with an and, by the way, we will see that the condition should be in brackets. Every condition that we're going to add must be in a bracket. If one of those are false, that means the entire condition is false, and then it'll drop to the else part, should you have an else. If we're going to use the or, if any of the following conditions, once again in brackets, if any one of them are true, the entire statement is true. If any one of those are true, the entire statement is true. And then the not, sometimes slightly misunderstood, but not so difficult. If we're going to use the not, please note where we use, the not comes in straight after the if. If the condition, meaning the condition not, meaning it returns the opposite of the condition, once again, preferably put them in brackets. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at the checkbox and combine with them with ands or nots. Let's move to Delphi. What we've done here is I have created a little form, input from the end user, a checkbox. Let's have a look at the property of this checkbox. The property of this checkbox. The name has got a CBX as a prefix. CBX is prefix. And the input's going to happen by the spin edit. And based on a condition, we're going to have the output here in a rich edit called output. So let's have a look at the code. In this little exercise, depending on the amount that's been spent by the end user or entered as well, we're going to give them a 10% e-bucks based on the amount spent. So e-bucks is therefore being calculated, and we're now going to check the condition. If CBX member, if CBX member is checked, that means if it's ticked, then remember the compound, we have two statements, therefore we use the begin and end. Then we're going to calculate 10% of the input over there, and we're going to give an output in the rich edit by means of we're going to add a line as an output, and we're going to indicate to the end user what they have earned based on input. If that's not the case, if it's not ticked, then here comes the else part. Let's compile this and have a look. Here comes the program. Okay, so I'm going to put in, I've set it up to work in increments of 100 Rand. If it's going to be 200 Rand and you're not a member, you will not get an e-buck. because we said you must be a member to qualify for those e-bucks. Let's make you a member by ticking that, and as I'm now going to click, you will see that you have now earned the e-bucks based on the true part of the CBX member.checked, and it is true now, and then it's going to calculate 10% of the purchase that you've done, and you will be given e-bucks based on that. The next thing we're going to do, back to Delphi. So what we're going to do here, let's try the AND first. So I'm going to say, if it's checked and I amount, let's try I amount greater than 500. I'm going to deliberately make a mistake to prove to you that what you need to do. I'm going to compile this, and they say there's an error. And for the untrained eye, you're going to really battle to find the error because everything seemed to be fine. However, remember what we said, the condition or conditions must be in brackets. So now we're going to put this in brackets, put it there. That looks better. So let's run this now. It's compiling. Here it comes. Okay, so remember what we said. You must be a member and you must spend more than 500 Rand in order to get the e-bucks. Let's see if it's true. Okay, let's make them 300. You remember, you still don't get e-bucks, although you're a member, but both conditions must be true to allow you that. So it is checked and the 500 Rand. So let's make that 700 Rand. Is it checked? Yes. You're going to get your e-bucks. Let's uncheck it. See if you're going to get your e-bucks. No e-bucks. Both these conditions must be true because we're using the AND. Let's go and try the OR. Look what we're doing. We say that it must be checked or it must be greater than 500 Rand. So you can get e-bucks if you spend more than 500 Rand. Otherwise, you can be a member and also get. Let's see if it's true. Let's compile that. Okay, I'm going to spend 200 Rand. I'm not a member. Let's see. No e-bucks. Let's make you a member. Can you see? It's one of them are true, and therefore the entire statement becomes true. I haven't spent more than the 500 Rand as previously, but for the fact that I said or, that means I'm now entitled for e-bucks. Let's take that out and we go greater than 500 Rand. I'm not a member. I've spent more than 500 Rand. So if I go and calculate, can you see I still get my 10%? So this is a case where we use the OR. Remember, if it's one of those true, the entire statement is true. And then finally, let's try the NOT. The NOT, we have to be careful. Remember what we said, that the syntax, the NOT should be there. If not, and therefore I'm now going to delete that just to see. So what is it going to do? It is going to see if the condition is false. .checked means true, but it's going to see if it's not. If it's not checked, then you must give it, so it's just checking the total opposite. Let's go and run this. Here we are. So we said, if not checked, give e-bucks. I'm going to spend only 100 Rand. So if I click it now, I'm still going to get my e-bucks. So the not is checking the opposite of what's happening here. By default, if I have said CBX member.checked, That means it's true, but this is checking if it's not true. If it's not true. And therefore, the not will test the opposite, and therefore, in this case, will give me the eBucks. I trust this was fine. Let's have a look then what is for homework. Page 82 to 85. And remember, you have to create your folders for that.